All right. Hey, let's go. Hey, good, crimey, what are you doing? Why? Oh, Jiminy Christmas. You know, you are depriving some village somewhere of their idiot. Okay, let's go. Let's get to work. Get the door closed, close the books, get the pencils down, let's go. I don't want my principal to hear what's going on here. Why? Because I'm a history teacher and I'm going rogue. Boo! Did that scare you? It should have. Boo! How about now? Do you believe in ghosts? Curses? Dumb. Watch what you say. Ask your parents what happened in 1982 when Craig T. Nelson and Jo Beth Williams bought a house over a native burial ground. They're here. Yeah, they won't let me show that in my classroom. Let's talk about other curses. Or are they just amazing coincidences? Specifically, let's see what happened to a string of U.S. presidents with the Curse of Tecumseh. Let's go rogue. So, a man in Long Beach, California, starts his car in his garage, while at the same time a signal light in Long Island turns green. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, so to make the movie Poltergeist more realistic, Steven Spielberg had Jo Beth Williams dropped into a pool with skeletons popping out of the water, but instead of fake skeletons that look fake, he used the real thing. Boy, that Spielberg, what a joker. It's like telling Alan Rickman they'll drop him from Nakatomi Tower on the count of 3 and then let him go on 2. Happy trails, Hans. You know, it's just not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from the 30th floor of the Nakatomi Towers. But I digress. Native Americans. Tecumseh was a Shawnee native born in the Ohio Valley in 1768, at the time when the United States was winning independence and expanding westward. His father was killed by U.S. troops at the Battle of Point Pleasant in 1774, and his mother moved with a Shawnee band in Missouri Territory in 1779. The young Tecumseh fought against American settlers in the Ohio Valley and the U.S. Army in the 1780s and 1790s. But in the face of all the defeats at the hands of the white Americans, Tecumseh started bringing the desperate nations of the West together into a confederation against the United States. In 1810, he brought those nations of the Ohio Valley together and built his capital along the Tippecanoe River at Prophetstown. In 1811, he turned his attention to the South, visiting the Creek Nation in Tennessee. But while he was gone, the U.S. Army, under General William Henry Harrison, attacked Prophetstown, smashing Tecumseh's confederation. With the defeat of his confederation, Tecumseh sought another power to help stop the movement of Americans westward. The opportunity came in 1812, when the United States declared war on Great Britain. Tecumseh and his Shawnee warriors enlisted in the British Army and fought a number of battles against the United States. Then, on October 15, 1813, well, I will now, with my 2 semesters of high school drama under my belt, play the role of Tecumseh at the Battle of the Thames River. Hey, over there. Ah, God, ah! Curse you! Curse you, United States of America! No one thought much of it. Big deal. Indian guy placing a hex on America? Yes, but his body was never recovered. In 1840, Tecumseh's nemesis, William Henry Harrison, the man that defeated his confederation at the Battle of Tippecanoe, announced his campaign for President of the United States. His campaign slogan? Tippecanoe and Yes, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. Harrison won the election of 1840, and on Inauguration Day, against the advice of his advisors, he decided to ditch the coat. He was a general. He gave his speech in his shirt sleeves, what ended up being one of the longest presidential speeches in presidential inauguration history. He finished as the snow started to fall. It was cold that day. Harrison retired back into the White House with a few coughs. The coughs turned into pneumonia, and Harrison died 1 month later. It was the shortest term in American presidential history, and thus began one of the strangest coincidences in American history. Or was it the Curse of Tecumseh? William Henry Harrison was elected in 1840 and died 1 month into his term. Abraham Lincoln was elected in 1860 and was assassinated early into his second term. James Garfield was elected in 1880, and he was assassinated. William McKinley was elected in 1900, and he was assassinated. Warren G. Harding was elected in 1920 and died of a massive myocardial infarction. What? Infarction? Yeah, heart attack. Yeah, I know what it sounds like. It's a heart attack, trust me. Right. Harding died in 1923. Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected in 1940 and died of a hemorrhagic stroke. John F. Kennedy was elected in 1960 and was assassinated. One shooter, no one else. No one on the grassy knoll. Or was there? Was his name Tecumseh? Ronald Reagan was elected in 1980, and there was an attempt on his life the next year. The bullet broke a rib, punctured his lung, lodged an inch away from his heart. Reagan was rushed to a nearby hospital and received prompt medical attention. But all curses must come to an end, right? The curse of the Bambino, the curse of the Billy Goat. With Reagan, the curse of Tecumseh. Perhaps it was medical technology had advanced far enough to outwit the curse. George W. Bush was elected in 2000, and no one got near him. Has the Secret Service overcome Tecumseh's curse as well? We'll see what happens in 2020. But I think the curse is over. What? 20 years. Yeah, every time a president is elected in a year ending in 0, they died. Up to 1980. No, they weren't assassinated. No, but death is usually associated with assassination. Right, we don't elect presidents in years with 50, 70, 90, right? You got it? Understand? He'll tell you later on. Hey, speaking of assassinations, there's some strange coincidences between the Lincoln and the Kennedy assassinations. Check this out. The similarities between the Lincoln and the Kennedy assassinations. Lincoln was elected in 1860. Kennedy was elected in 1960. Lincoln was first elected to Congress in 1846. Kennedy was first elected to Congress in 1946. Lincoln's vice president was Andrew Johnson. Kennedy's vice president was Lyndon Johnson. Andrew Johnson was from the South and born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson was from the South and born in 1908. Kennedy was shot while watching a play in Ford Theater. Kennedy was shot while riding in a Lincoln, which is a division of Ford Motor Company. Lincoln's assassin was John Wilkes Booth. Kennedy's assassin was Lee Harvey Oswald. Booth was born in 1839 and was known by his 3 names. The 3 names composed of 15 letters. Oswald was born in 1939 and was known by his 3 names. 3 names composed of 15 letters. Booth shot Lincoln in a theater and went and hid in a warehouse. Oswald shot Kennedy from a warehouse and then went and hid in a theater. Booth was killed before being brought to trial. Oswald was killed before being brought to trial. And lastly, a week before Lincoln was assassinated, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was assassinated, he was in Maryland. Hey, this was fun! Special thanks to my producer, Michael Cox. Also, thanks to Mr. Brent Allen for letting us use his production studio here on the campus of Columbia High School. I hope you had fun. Like and subscribe if you did. Also, leave a comment below. Hey, I had fun, but I won't quit my day job. I hope to see you again real soon. I'm Mark Haggard. I'm a history teacher gone rogue. Rogue. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.